Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered 12. Covered.
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
So did you miss us? Because we sure missed you guys. What is up, boys and girls? Welcome into another episode of the Bostonian versus the book. Dave Sharapan back from the East Coast. Myself, Matt Perrault, back from Chicago. We appreciate all the love you guys gave us Friday and Monday saying, hey, we missed the show. What are we doing? What are we going to do, guys? It has been a whirlwind. Dave was on a plane last night until what time did you land? 1:30?
No, I got home at 1:30. I landed right before midnight and then get bags and everything else. Vegas looks different on a Tuesday morning.
Yes, it does.
You know what I'm saying?
We have a lot to get to. It's going to be a long story time at the start of the show today.
Hell yeah.
A lot of stories to tell about what just happened over the last 4 days. It's going to be fun. So buckle up, get comfortable. And if you're somebody who is a content expert, you're not going to like this show. Sorry.
No.
Get over it. We're going to talk stories today. A lot of stuff to get into. It is a full day in sports. We'll recap UConn, what happened last night with them. We'll look ahead to the NBA games tonight. There's a lot of that coming up here. We'll get to a bunch of good baseball games later tonight as well. Dave Sharapan, Matt Perrault, live on YouTube, live on Twitter, at Boston versus the book for both of those. Replayed on Sirius XM, channel 159, and on Sports Grid Television, where you're going to be on tonight, Dave, and you got to be, Red Bull in it, getting ready for TV shows going up today. But how are you? Good to see you. It's nice to take a couple days off, right? Recharge a little bit, get back. I think both of us woke up today pumped to get back to the show.
Extremely pumped to get back to the show, but it ain't a day off. There's no days off, just like your man Belichick said, okay? There's no days off. When you're a girl dad, when you're a dad, when you're a husband, there ain't no days off. And then we got to go see people about things. When you're in Chicago, doing your thing, talking to people coming up to you. I'm in Philadelphia. Want to shout out Pisano right at the top. Walking through the WWE fan experience with my buddy Norm, his brother Steve, and little Nate, my nephew, basically.
That was not a planned part of the trip, though, right? That was a
completely random that I go down there. I had no idea that it was going on and they were going to be there when they were there. Turns out that's when we went and saw Gumpy and Pat and Connor and all the boys. Mitt, everybody came out and said hello. I was watching them do the show from there. But I'm walking through, and Pisano, who's been in the chat before, goes, Dave, what are you doing here? I said, what do you mean? He goes, this is why you guys didn't do a show for Roll Call Friday. This is why you did Roll Call Thursday. And I'm like,
well, there he is.
Well, wait a second.
There he is.
There he is in the chat right there.
There
he just met Dave in Philly at WWE World on Friday. He was super nice and talked with me and my family for a few minutes. Thanks for taking a picture. There's Pisano right there. Pisano, I wish I had more time to talk to you. You saw me running around a little bit. That was a lot of chaos. The only thing I didn't do there at WrestleMania was do my own entrance. They had a video wall where you could pick your wrestler, pick your entrance, and they shot it, like video-wise. It was awesome. But I had to wait like hours in line.
I gotta say, yeah, that must have been like the number one attraction.
It was awesome. But yeah, so I saw the two little Pisano boys, met Mrs. Pisano, and he goes, yeah, I watch this guy on the TV all the time. And I said, hi. I said, nice to meet you. Sorry you have to look at my face. And she's looking at me like, I've never seen you before in my life. And I said, do you watch a show at home? And Pisano goes, no, I watch it at work.
Thank you.
I love it. Listen, we got guys sneakily watching us in between breaks, watching a replay later. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. P-Roll, was it a couple days off for you?
Oh no! I mean, there's many reasons why we were in Chicago, but it was a recharge, though. It was definitely an experience. It was. But before we move on to me, I just want to put up some stuff for you because.
Oh, all right.
We'll go through you and then we'll
tag team this. You talk, I talk. You talk,
WWE. Good reference.
Back and forth.
No, because I think it's really it's fun to have your conversation. So, the first picture is where with you in middle and Big Consig.
So Friday I landed in Philly, hang out in Philly, see the boys and everything else, and the girls are up in New Jersey. And Saturday, I went and did a show with Billy Schweim in Jersey, that 97.3 FM. I'll tell that story in a second. That was an all-timer. I finished the show, and I go up to Jersey and meet the girls. That was at the Fields in New Jersey. Kels was on an unofficial visit. I don't know how these things work, unofficial, official, all this other stuff, but the coach says, I want to talk to you about some things.
Right.
And so we go. And I hang out with the two of those knuckleheads. And I got to be honest, I can't keep up. All I do is just pick up the checks. I mean, they just go. You want to talk about two sisters that just enjoy being around each other and bring out the best in each other and the worst. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of bickering and a lot of stuff. But
they're sisters.
They're sisters. And they're thick as thieves. So I hung out with them Saturday. Went back to the hotel Saturday night. I found a hotel close to the school near the Meadowlands. Passed out. Sunday, supposed to, Kelsey's supposed to wake up. We're going to go see 2 games in Queens.
Okay.
I broke my cherry driving in New York City. I did. First time, 53. Never did it before. Not sure I ever want to do it again. I was a nervous wreck.
That's what she said. Okay.
Listen, it wasn't that. It didn't even hurt. Once I did it, it was fine. It actually was okay. It was. We got title shots. You showed the picture. I'm wearing the People's Champion T-shirt. We're fired up today. Listen.
Oh, what are we, 10 minutes in?
They got to get him back. The people been waiting all couple days for the show. So I get behind the wheel. I pick Kelsey up. There he is, boss. Tell him, boss, 429. I get behind the wheel, and it says we got to go through this tunnel. First, the Lincoln Tunnel.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, okay, here we go. Kelsey's sitting there like completely uninterested. I said, listen, I need a navigator. I can't look at the screen, and I can't drive in this city like this because I have a.
Doesn't it talk to you?
No, you'll see when they get to be teenagers. You're the Uber driver. You're an Uber driver. They don't talk to you. They just get in, look at their phone, put headphones on.
Like they put the navigation through the. You got a rental car. It's gonna have Apple
CarPlay.
I
put it in there, but you understand. I'm white knuckling. I got a rental car that says Florida plates.
Okay, right, yeah. So they're MFing you from the word go. So,
what are you even doing here?
Yes, right, yeah. So you're getting
Why
yelled
did you
at.
cut over?
Right, yeah.
Kelsey goes, boy, everybody is on the horn here. I'm like, yeah. There's a long horn. That means really, you know what?
Get out of my way. Yep.
There's a quick beep beep. That means I'm
Move.
here. I'm coming, and I ain't stopping. Like you could translate all the beeps. So we get in that Holland Tunnel, and I'm white knuckling. I'm like, all right, let's Kels. What lane do I got to be in when I come out of this tunnel? Because once you're in a lane, when you come out
you're
of
going
the
to
tunnel,
Jersey or to New York, to the city.
I'm in Jersey, by the Meadowlands, by school.
So you're going to New York City. So you're going to
Queens.
To
Queens.
Yeah. So you're going to to Manhattan. Okay, right. All right.
Yeah.
So you want to be on the right-hand side, right?
Come out. Then I got to go through some Holland Tunnel.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. To get to Queens. Yeah.
Yeah. They put those plastic things up in the middle of the tunnel now, so there's no switching lanes.
Right. Yeah.
As you drive by, like if
close.
you move 6 inches, again, we're always fighting for that inch. On this show, we're fighting for that inch.
True.
You move a little 6 inches to the left, you hit those things in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So I'm like watching, like, man, I can't move. Kels. And she's like, what? I said, what's the next turn out of this tunnel? She said, a right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm in the left lane.
Oh, no.
There ain't no turning right
You
out of the
can't
left
get
lane.
out of. You can't get out. Yeah, you
can't get
chose
out.
the wrong.
I
You
said,
chose the
well,
wrong lane.
I chose the wrong lane.
Uh-oh.
That's like people that, choose the wrong, they back the wrong horse as an expression in the book.
Wrong career.
Sometimes you back the wrong horse.
Right.
People got to be careful with that because.
So
like,
did you go like up and around? You have to go up to the next exit and then double back?
Yes. Okay. This is exactly what happened. Yes. I come out. I'm supposed to be towards 34th Street. I'm on 43rd Street.
Right. You got to go up and double back. Yeah.
Okay. Left. Kelsey's like, what's the big deal?
Well,
I said, the big deal is if we
stress.
don't get to Queens, by the time your daughter throws the first pitch, your sister, I mean.
Sister, yes, same.
My daughter, your sister.
Right.
She's going to yell at us for the rest of the day.
Yep.
How could you guys not be there on time? You knew I was pitching. Coach said I got the ball in game one. So I'm trying to stay calm, but I'm not. Kelsey's the catcher. She's used to taking.
Right.
Sorry, Will. We might as well get it out early. She's used to taking a lot of shit. She's like, I'm done with you. I said, you're done with me. I'm going to let you out right here on the sidewalk.
Oh, no.
What are you talking about? You're done with me. She's like, you're being dramatic. I'm being dramatic. These people are honking their horns at me. We're going the wrong way. Your sister is going to yell at us if we don't see the opening pitch. I didn't even get to see her warm up. What do you mean I'm being dramatic? This is dramatic. And she's like, I'm not even, I said, hold my phone right here and tell me what the next turn is. So I come out of there, make a left, and this guy gives me one of these.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't shoot the finger. He just went, ah! And I'm like, what did I do? I
Cut
just
him
got
off.
the left lane.
Cut him off.
Everybody cuts everybody off.
Oh, ain't that the truth?
So
Ain't that the truth?
we pull up, we make it. I can't find my way into the ballpark, like the Queens. So we asked this guy, speaks very broken English, up a left and up right. Make a first a left and a first a right. Okay, perfect. Boom, boom, boom. We get to watch the game.
Good.
At Queens, doubleheader. Lose the first one 8-7. Win the second one in extra innings. Of course, it goes 9 extra innings.
Wow.
10, 11-8, 10-8. I forget what it was. In the sun, in the wind, freezing for 5 hours. 5 hours. Game started we got there at noon. We were done at 5. I'm cooked. This was not a vacation.
Nope.
We drive back.
Yes.
It says to go through the city and then on the George Washington Bridge and up and over. We get in the car. Kelsey's out 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I'm not even out of Queens. She sleeps.
Yep. Don't blame her.
I learned a lot about myself, P-Roll, on that drive back. I had a lot of people telling me who I was.
Oh, yeah.
How they felt.
About you. Yeah.
Oh, a lot of things.
Especially the GW. Going on the GW, you're getting both sides. You're getting Jersey and New York people yelling at you.
I don't even know how. I understand. I actually sent a bunch of people that I know now from New York or live and work in New York or around New York. And I sent them all a message. And I said, you know what? I understand
why
the way
like
you are now.
Yeah. Right.
I understand
See?
why you're so
angry. Miserable. Yep. Mean. Yep.
Can't stand people.
Yep. Hardened. Yep.
You're all fighting for the next lane of traffic. You're all fighting for that inch every day on the roads, and you all drive like jagoffs.
That's
all
true.
of you.
That's true.
Nobody uses a turn signal.
No.
Everybody likes to lay on the horn.
You understand New York sign language?
I do understand New York sign language now, CBW. A lot of this and a lot of that and a lot of bing, bang, boom.
Yep.
A lot of stuff. No need for any of it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people who are. I mean, it's like if we were forced to live on the Vegas Strip on a Friday night of a fight night every single day.
Oh, bro.
That's what it's like.
We need a race. I don't want to do that.
That's what it's like. You just get furiously angry all the time.
Oh,
and you're very frustrated and you want to get where you want to get to, and you simply want to just get to your place. And sometimes in New York, it's even really frustrating because you can see the place you're going, but you can't get there. Like, I see where I'm going, but I can't get there because I got to go up and over, and I can't get up and over because I'm stuck. So that frustration of like, I'll leave my car and I'll walk and I'll get there faster causes a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. And over the course of like 10 years of doing it, you just stop caring about the little things and become just a hardened jerk.
Correct.
I get it. I see it. I mean, it sucks.
What about all the street vendors? Like there's people just walking on the street, like a guy riding his bike, just zipping in between you. I could kill you. If I opened my door if it saw you coming, you would be dead.
And they're like, whatever. Yeah.
They don't care.
Nope. It's just part of the landscape.
The life, and if it's raining or snowing, how do you people even leave the house?
Agreed. Yeah. So you go from there. How did you get this belt?
So now Monday, I go and I gotta take the kids to Target because Dad is there visiting and they need supplies and I'm paying. So
of course
we got to go to Target.
Stock
we got
up,
this, we got to that. They want to go practice with Kelsey, a couple of the girls on the team and all this other stuff. So I'm like, do you guys know I have to go to Philadelphia? I have a flight. Like I'm on a little bit of a schedule because if I don't show up back at home in Vegas today, Mama's going to kill me. And Mama is the OG. She is the original gangster. She could slit my throat at any time. So I cannot, I mean, it's still me and her. We made the three of you kids. Like, don't mess with your mother. Yeah. So if I don't show up because I was late because I had to get you to lunch or get you to Target, she ain't going to get out of here.
By the way,
go out of the left lane in New Jersey if you're doing under 80.
Look at that. Hold on. Look at his symbol.
He's working on it. That's the New Jersey State Turnpike that he's changed to the brigade symbol.
How cool is that?
Look at that, Pavlik. That is tremendous.
That is awesome.
I'm going to meet George at some point. George is working on a hat. He's working on a green and gold hat. He wants like that. So, I get there. I get to get the girls there, hug and kiss them goodbye, say goodbye to their teammates that are there, and get on the road. I'm driving to Philly. And then, I don't know if you heard, there was an eclipse.
Yeah, just a little one. And on the East Coast, you could see it. Vegas, we got like a blip. On the East Coast, the world stopped for 10 minutes.
It got dark.
Yeah.
At 3:00 in the afternoon, it got almost nighttime pitch black. And nobody knew what to do. The signs on a New Jersey Turnpike and on a Philadelphia or on a Pennsylvania Turnpike, 276 and 95 said, do not stop.
Oh, good.
There's an eclipse
coming. Like, yeah, don't forget.
Who would think to stop?
Well, think about it. Hold on. This is what I thought about. Like there's a viral video going on about a reporter in, I think they were in either Tennessee or Kentucky, where there was completely 100% black. And she's on the air, like screaming, going, "It's black. It happened. It's black." Like she's losing her mind. And I was thinking to myself, like, you know, back when 400 years ago, when humans didn't have the ability to have science, what the hell would you have thought if your normal day you're getting up and all of a sudden the sun went black? Like, think about the level of freak out you would have.
That would be kind of weird.
Like it would.
I mean,
you'd lose your mind. You'd literally lose your shit if you look up in the sky and this thing that is there every single day. Say we're 45, 50, 55 years old like us. And every day we've gotten up in the sun. It's cloudy, but it's not like at 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. Like it's light outside. And it turns to dark and it's nighttime. Like you get why people started to think of like punishments and gods and everything else, because it's like, what the hell just happened? Oh my God. Upstate New York, you guys got 3 minutes of 3 minutes of darkness in upstate New York in the middle of the day.
It was so bizarre because I was driving the whole time and I was like watching it happen. And I kept looking at the clock, not because I was worried about being late, returning the rental car and trying to get to a quiet place to do the Twitter spaces with you. Right. The girls didn't even care about that.
Oh, God,
I told them.
Why would they?
Because I wanted to talk to you.
I know, but they don't care. I know, but they don't care about that. We care about that, but they don't care about that. It's the 10,000th thing on the list of things that they care about. I get it.
On the list. Wouldn't even make the list.
Right.
That's just facts. But as I was driving and I'm watching it get dark, I'm like, this is, I literally kept looking at the clock on, this is strange, bizarre, whatever, weird. So get there. return their car. Which, by the way, what a new world it is when you return a rental car now. They don't even look at it.
No.
They open the door. Is the key there? Yep. You're good. Here you go.
Yep.
Here's your receipt. Thanks.
Been
Done.
that way for a bit now. Yeah. They don't care
and
anymore.
There's
They
nothing.
don't do the whole inspection thing. They don't do the whole like walking around.
The car's still here standing. Yes, they don't give it nothing.
Because they bill you afterwards.
Oh,
It helps them.
I better not get no bills.
Right. You won't, but it helps them because they go back and you have to justify that that's why it's your job to walk around it and identify any dings or scratches before you take it. And then when you bring it back.
Yeah, but nobody was there before.
Right.
Like nobody was there before. Like
it's a mess.
There's a huge hole in the driver's side carpet when I picked it up. If they bill me for that, I took a picture of it before.
There you go. Smart. Yeah. So just you always have protection.
When I walked in, this was already like this.
Yeah.
Anyhow, return the car, take the shuttle, get through security, do the Twitter Spaces with you for a couple minutes.
Yep.
Nailed it, by the way. UConn again, and the under played out exactly like
we thought
you said it would, and it was perfect. It was just exactly
back-to-back games were the same. Sunday, Monday were the same. First half close, second half blowout.
Women's championship, men's championship.
Yeah.
It was UConn is so impressive. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
I get to the gate and as I'm going through the security, I cannot believe how many people are wearing WrestleMania things.
Yeah,
again, this is the People's Champ Rock's t-shirt.
It's cool.
Okay. This is one of a couple that I got.
Nice.
Because I love the Rock, the People's Champ. This is the WrestleMania symbol.
Interesting.
It's like the Eagles symbol.
Okay.
It says WrestleMania. It's pretty sharp.
That's nice.
It's WrestleMania Philly. They sell these belts at the Fan Experience.
Yes.
Some of them are $1,000.
Well, they're real. They're real. They're real belts.
They're heavy.
Yeah, they're real.
So, my favorite thing about today, which will come at the end of the show, which we do at the end of every show, I'll just briefly touch on it. The boarding process on planes has become it's a very interesting.
Fly Southwest.
That's different. But at least it's coming. Like I have a seat, and
right.
It's a whole new thing.
Yep.
So I go to stand in the area, and this guy is holding his championship belt over his shoulder, and I say hello, and we start talking, and he goes, "You got to take a picture with this belt. Come on, please take a picture with this."
That's
belt.
awesome.
So he says, "Hold it. I'll take the picture." Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, "Thanks, brother. Appreciate it." So hopefully, Joey's watching the show today. I told him I would post the picture. There it is, right there. That thing was heavy. It was awesome, and he went to the Fan Experience. We were comparing notes. He went both nights. He went Thursday.
Oh, wow.
Fan Experience Friday, SmackDown Friday night, Saturday night WrestleMania, and Sunday night WrestleMania, and was flying back on Monday. He was flying back on the same trip to me to Salt Lake. He goes, "Dave, did you go off the top rope in the ring?" And I'm like,
"What?
Oh, man, are you nuts? I'm 53. I'm getting in shape, but I'm not in shape to be jumping off the top rope." He goes, I said, "Did you do it?" He goes, "Oh, I love the high flyers. I did it.
Wow.
They let me do it." I'm like, "You got on the top rope and jumped off the top rope?" He's like, "Hell yeah, man. This was great." I underestimated the WrestleMania experience. I had no idea that it was going to be like this. I mean, Philly was hopping, popping. There was people all over, all walks of life, kids, adults, old people, young people. I mean, it was a real energy. It was fun. I mean, I tried to explain to the girls that maybe I was going to go Saturday night, and they're like, "You're coming up here."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So the ladies won out, but the trip was spectacular.
Nice.
I got a lot accomplished, talked to a bunch of people. No title shots for me.
So, not that I want to go too deep in everything, but I won't spend 20 minutes on this, but I do want to talk about a couple of things that happened in Chicago because it was an amazing, unbelievable experience. So I leave at 5 a.m. My flight's at 5 a.m. on Friday. So I'm up at 3:00 in the morning. I'm an anxious flyer. I don't like travel. There's too many things that can go wrong. There's too many things out of my control. So I get there very early. They always check. I always have 2 bags when I go on these trips. And one of the bags always has my equipment to do the daily juice. And it's a lot of wires, and they always do the extra checking. So I'm like expecting it, whatever. So they grab
do the juice every night?
I do it when I go on the road. Yeah.
So you did. Okay.
Oh yeah. So I grab my bag, this guy grabs my bag, and he picks it up and looks up, and he goes, "Why do I recognize you?" And I say, "I don't know." He goes, "BVB?" I go, "Yeah." He's like, "Matt." And I'm like, "Yeah." Guy doesn't check my bag. He spends the next 5 minutes talking sports betting with me.
Giving you plays? Did he give you plays?
Not plays, but top right-hand corner is TSA agent Gerardo, who watches the show. Gerardo is a TSA guy who works that late night shift. So he's at I think he's there at 2:00 in the morning, he said. So he watches the show before he goes to work.
Sweet.
So he's watching the show, and then he comes into work, and he's like, he was asking me so can I ask you a couple questions? I'm like, yeah, sure. He's like, what do you make of betting percentages? I'm like, they're bullshit. Don't believe them. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah. I mean, they're all nonsense. It's all lies. So we go over this whole long thing. He talked to me about the future plays he's got for the NCAA tournament, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, that was random. A TSA agent recognizes me as I'm going through security at 3:00 in the morning when I'm dead tired, half asleep, not really myself. I'm like, oh, okay.
Were you nice?
I was extremely nice. I was nice to everybody. I was nice to absolutely everybody.
Gerardo, if he wasn't.
I land, I go to the hotel, more on that in a second, and get ready to go. We go to Wrigley.
How was the flight?
Flight was simple. Up, down, Midway's a dream. Midway's awesome. I fucking hate O'Hare. Number 1 airport I hate on Midway. Love you. I am going to be going through Midway at any of my opportunities. I'm flying through Midway. Way easier. Cool setup. Easy in and out. In the Uber pickup line, 0. No wait, no one around. I was like, am I in Chicago or am I in Kansas City? This is crazy. There's nobody around.
Don't besmirch kids.
Well, I'm just saying it's
going there next.
I know, but it's one of those cities that have no real issues. It's MCI. People tell you they don't like MCI. I love MCI. MCI is dead. There's no one around. It's tremendous. In, out, get in cars. You're awesome. So I'm at Midway, and I'm like, all right. So I get in the car, get to the airport, get to the hotel. We're all good. Go to Wrigley, where I meet TJ and Cecilia, who have been huge contributors to multiple podcasts that we have done. TJ's in here all the time.
Right.
Left-hand side of the screen, or left-hand side.
Look at
TJ
hats.
TJ and his wife, Cecilia, both wearing BVB hats that I brought to them. So excited. The seats were unbelievable. He got us incredible seats. We're all sitting together. She's a huge Cub fan. He's a White Sox fan. So TJ literally is motherfucking the Cubs at all costs. It's awesome. He's just, singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" when it says root for the Cubbies. He screams White Sox. So it's just the whole place is all getting into it.
Long season so far for TJ.
Yeah, not so good. And the Cubs, kicked the crap out of the Dodgers in that series. It was pretty wild. So I see Ohtani hit a home run in that game. Yeah. Now, I bet the Nerfy in the first inning, which would have hit if the bum left fielder for the Cubs could catch. But the ball dropped. He lost it in the sun. I was like, this is dumb. I was so annoyed. But I also bet the over because I knew who was starting for the Cubs. And I was like, all right, look, it was supposed to have been Yoramoto. They pushed him back. It was Miller. So I was like, all right, we're betting over 7.5. That was it was a Yoramoto number, not a Miller number. We're betting over. Game flies over by the 4th inning. The game's flying over. But Ohtani hits a home run to right that literally should have been a pop fly. He got nothing of the ball. He got completely under it. Flicks the wrist. Gone. Home run. See ya. I was like, that left the park? The wind was blowing in from right, and it still left the park.
Yeah.
He has stupid power. One of the most powerful guys I've ever seen. And I've seen David Ortiz. I've seen Alex Rodriguez. I've seen some really powerful hitters get to the plate and hit balls that should be outs out of ballparks. Ohtani's in that conversation for me. It was super cool to watch him go ahead and do that. So game was awesome. Game was freezing. Okay. By the 7th inning, I was done. Like, we stayed till take me out to the ball game, got to the 8th inning and was like, out. It was 9-6. Cubs are going to win the game. There was no point in staying. So we left, but Wrigley was awesome. Wrigleyville was really cool. It was in Chicago, by the way. Lyft is so much better than Uber. I don't know why. Really? So much cheaper, better cars, quicker. But I took a lot of both of them, Lyft and Uber, but took the Lyft back to the hotel, blah, blah, blah. So the next day, sorry, I skipped one part. So in the 5th inning, or it was the 3rd or the 4th inning, I'm sitting just watching the game.
Yep.
Guy comes running up. Matt. I'm like, yeah. Hey.
Just for future reference, for when people do this to you, understand that Matt does not always like this. Matt has a bubble. Okay.
Which,
if you bust the bubble
I was
unexpectedly,
yes,
or out of nowhere,
so bottom right-hand corner,
you will get put off.
No, I was very nice. So this is Michael. Michael is a school teacher in Chicago who watches the show every single day. This was as random. Bottom right. Yep. The girl behind is somebody that we don't know. She just jumped into the picture for photobombed us. Complete photobomb. But he watches the show
every. We're gonna get your name.
He is like, I was like, who's that? He's like, I don't know. I was like, oh. So he couldn't have been cooler. We sat and talked for a little while. And all in all, so the person I'm with, that I'll explain this here in a second, she's like going like what's going on? Random people in Chicago. I'm like, this does not happen. She's like, yes, it does. I'm like, no, it does not. This does not happen. Like, this does not.
Sounds like someone else I know. Right?
Oh, no. I mean, she wasn't like questioning it. She was like impressed by it. Like, she was like, this is special, guys. Like, you're not in your hometown and you've got TSA agents and you've got school teachers and you've got people who live here. And like, I was like beaming with pride because I'm going, what we're doing is like, it was not the first time I have felt this about the show. But like leaving and going on a vacation where I wasn't going for work, I wasn't going to go there for an event, I was just coming to town. The number of people who sent me DMs who asked to buy me a beer, to take me to a game, to go and sit with them at their seats. Like, I couldn't answer everybody who was like, hey, I'm going to be at the Blackhawks game tomorrow. Hey, I'm at the Cubs. Hey, I'm in section this. You here? It was like my phone kept on buzzing. And Amanda, who we'll talk about in a second, she was looking at the phone. She's like, another one? I was like, yeah. I was like, look, she's like, do you want to go see them? I'm like, no, I don't want to go see them. I was like, that's what Dave does. This is Dave, like Dave's role on the show is Dave will go hunt these people down. If you find me, I'll talk.
Oh, hold on. You just froze. Perfect time. You just froze. So go ahead. Continue, sir.
So,
yeah. This is what Dave does. Was the last thing
you go and find the brigade members to go hunt them out.
Yes.
Where's Waldo? You find me, I'm everybody. Like, I am in love with you, okay? But I ain't fighting you. I'm not finding you, okay? That ain't happening, okay? So you got to come find me. You find me, we're good to go. Otherwise, it's a little bit like just
ease up to him like like a strange dog. Like you're not sure. When you come up to Matt, just come up and say, hey.
Yes,
nice
understand
to meet you. How are you?
Popping my bubble was literally the way that I explained it to Amanda. She was like, so you like this stuff? I'm like, no, I really don't like this stuff at all. I am just sort of like a person that likes to do my own thing. And if I am 100% cool with seeing you and liking you and having a conversation, but like people think I'm an arrogant prick because I'm just uncomfortable when I get approached by strangers.
Never forget the first time that happened to us. When we were leaving the show we did at the Venetian, that one time we went down there, me and you, and that kid was so excited to come up and meet you. And you're like, yeah, buddy. And you literally, and
Dave goes, you're an asshole. And I was like,
hey, man, I said, we have to go. We're in a hurry. We got to go to the net. We got to get up the circuit.
Because that was the truth. That wasn't a lie.
I understand.
We could be somewhere. You were like, that kid
looked like he was going to cry. He was so disappointed.
But I wasn't trying to be mean. I was like, I had somewhere to go, and like I wasn't trying to be a prick. And so I was explaining to Amanda, I was like, people just think I'm really cold, and I'm not. I'm just uncomfortable because I don't trust you. Because in radio, I've been burned enough times by people who have done things to me where you may look like you're being nice, but you have nefarious intentions. You're going to take a picture and put it somewhere. You're going to go and put it, lie. I've had people meet me and straight up lie, being like, he doesn't really like Creighton. He actually likes Nebraska. And like, I got him to admit this. And like, I'm like, what are you like? People just want to be stirring up controversy. Really? So I over the years, I have built up a level of like, I don't trust you. You don't have that. You're just like, let's be best friends and I'll give you my phone number. You give me your phone number. Like, that's just stuff.
Well, that way, if I get the number, you're in. But if you don't answer when I call or text, you have 24 hours is my rule. That's fine. Then I start to worry about you, and then things happen further. So where's Geraldo? That's actually a perfect segment.
Yeah, that's where am I?
Where's Geraldo?
So next day, we'll get to the in-between stuff you're all asking about in a second. Hold on. But next day, Blackhawks game.
Friday night, you advance the ball.
I'll explain. I'll go back and I'll explain Friday night in a second.
Saturday is the hockey game.
Yes. So the hockey game.
Close physically to this stuff, or are you commuting all over the city?
15-minute Uber rides.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Strategic move by you.
Yeah, I stayed on the Magic Mile on Michigan Avenue.
Okay.
So we were 15 minutes to Wrigley, 15 minutes to the United Center.
Tremendous.
The United Center is awesome. I mean, like, absolutely freaking awesome. They should build more buildings by the way they built the United Center. The sight lines are stupid. It's a big building that feels very comfortable in the confines. It feels like you're all really in there tight. The sound. TJ and Cecilia got me the best hockey seats of my life. I've never seen, and I kept on going, am I an NHL game or am I a college hockey game? I was center ice, 7th rows off the ice. Looked right over the boards, right in back of the penalty box. I saw everything. I saw the world. So I bet a goal in the first 10 minutes, that missed. I bet over in the first period, that missed. And then I went, I am hammering double down on the second period. If I go down, I'm going down swinging. 4 goals in the second period. We fly over, we win it all back. So I ended up flat on the whole gaming experience, flat on the Cub game, flat on the bet with the Blackhawks. So I didn't win any money. I didn't lose any money, but it was so cool because I saw Connor Bedard score a goal in person.
How fast is the game when you're that close? Like, did it seem? I
thought it was actually a pretty sleepy game. So it wasn't a good representation of the game, I thought. The first period, I mean, because the Stars turned around and beat the Avalanche in the next night. Like, they were overlooking the Blackhawks, and they lost the game 3-2 because of it. Peter Mrazek stood on his head. Career high number of saves and shots faced. He got peppered, but he was awesome. He was like
crowd into the game.
Yeah, it was when they got the lead. Like, it was really quiet. Like, it felt like everybody was there to watch a funeral. Like, they knew they're going to get killed. Best team in the West. Like, we suck. Here we go. And then Bedard scored to start the scoring in the second period to go up 1-0. And when that happened, people went like, wait a minute. And then they scored again, and it was 2-0. It was like, wait a minute. Then the Stars scored. It was 2-1, and then it was 3-1. Then it was 3-2. And you're like, oh no. And there was a 5-on-3 that Dallas had. They couldn't score. Killed off a 5-on-3. Building got really into it. Last 5 minutes, Building was electric. They hold on. They win the game 3-2. Really fun game. Really cool to watch just an NHL game from that angle. And I couldn't be more thankful for TJ. That was my birthday present. He's like, I got you. Like, you serious, man? Like, this is.
So you went to Wrigley. You saw Shohei Ohtani hit a home run, and you saw the Cubs win.
Yep.
You go the next day to see the Blackhawks play the Stars. You see Bedard score a goal and the Blackhawks win.
Yep.
They're going to ask you to move to the city.
Pretty much. like pretty much. Like, having me in the building, but it was really good luck. Knocked out the best team in the West in hockey and the best team in the West in baseball, and the local team won both games. So that was really an unbelievable sporting experience, an unbelievable time with TJ, hanging out with him. He drove us back to the hotel, and like, I cannot thank him enough. He made the entire weekend really, really cool and really special. So, okay, why did I go to Chicago? All right. Yes. Okay. You guys are going to get something. Okay. This has not been made public anywhere else besides right here.
Oh, boy. Hold on. Let me get the listening glasses for this. Hold on.
So
Here we go.
I asked her today if I could do this. And I was like, okay. I was like, how do you feel about a public declaration? And she says, you know, the audience, do whatever you want. I go like, wait a minute, like a picture on the show, on the screen? She's like, yeah, do whatever you want. So this is my favorite thing about today, but it's her birthday. This is Amanda. This person is extremely special to me. This person's going to be a really big part of my life, hopefully for a very long time. That's why I went to Chicago. Her birthday is today. So we went for my birthday, but also we went for her birthday. The hockey seats are right there on the left. The baseball shot obviously is Wrigley. And then Sunday, that's me freezing my ass off on the boat tour that I did go to, that I went to. She wanted me to go. She wanted to go. I said, fine. I said, you sure? Not only was it cold, it was raining. It was windy as hell. It was cool, but it was freezing cold to be on there. Like there was an area where you could go underneath and like get out of the wind and be covered for a little while. But so you guys are really important to me. You guys, TJ and Cecilia, were awesome. They were so fun with her to meet her. So they met Amanda first. She lives in New Hampshire, so you guys may pop in this summer. You guys may see me doing this show from different places. I may be on the East Coast a little bit more than so just FYI. Her idea. She goes, I'll build you a studio.
Stop.
So I was like, I don't know. I was like, we'll figure it out. But she's like, yeah. She's like, I have a whole basement downstairs. You can just build the studio and do the show out of there. I was like, all right, we'll figure that out.
Everybody take a moment if you're watching the show live on the YouTube channel, which you should be doing if you can. Go in there and wish Amanda happy birthday.
Please.
Please do that. That would be awesome because
yes, she
watches the show, right?
She does.
Gets the show?
Yeah. She gets the show. She gets the show in a really big way. Like she gets the show in a way that is.
She gets the show.
Yes. You want to answer that question? Yes.
One step.
Yes. Okay. You want the answer? The answer is yes. If you want to know why I went to Chicago, it was to answer that question. That's why I went to Chicago, was to literally answer that question. So it is a
if she builds it, we roll comments.
No, we're not going near that.
Hey,
she told me I was going to blush, and there we go. So congratulations,
gotcha, boys.
Congratulations, you got that.
I can't wait to meet this woman.
Yeah, I mean, it's my family's flipping out. I mean, everybody, it's gone. I mean, so the story goes like this. In case you want the weird story, the serpentitious weird story.
What word did you just use?
You ever seen the movie with now you're making me blank because I'm thinking of it. Serendipity. Yeah. Serendipitous, like the world coming together. So
excellent usage of it.
February of 2023, she came to Vegas with her son, and I've known her for years. She initially was my client at ESPN New Hampshire when I was there. She was the head of an orthopedic group. They were a big sponsor of my show. She was the head of marketing. I remember meeting her. She doesn't really remember meeting me. She was married. I was engaged. Like there was nothing was going to happen. Like we were not going to have any type of conversation like that. We went, my ex-wife and her ex-husband, we went away together on ski trips. Like my ex-wife used to joke around, you two are a better fit than we are, which I again laughed off.
Said that out loud.
Like, come on, like shit out loud. It's like, come on, give me a break. There's no like, get out of here, blah, blah, blah. Never thinking anything of it. But when she came back, I hadn't seen her for 10 years. And I kind of was like, okay, this is different. I didn't really think about this. But then she came back in January of this year and said, I'm coming by myself. So if you're around, I didn't know that she actually was coming here to see me. Like she was coming to a conference, but she really was coming to see me.
Uh-huh.
And so we go out one night, and then the next night I tell Kelsey, I need you to babysit because I got to figure this out, whether this is actually
I get the text.
real.
Do you think Kelsey could babysit tomorrow night? I'm like, oh, probably. And then Kelsey gets the text and says, what do you think? I said, you have to do it. If you don't do it, I'm doing it. She said, what do you mean? I said, you have to do it.
I need to figure this out. So we go. And we have this crazy night in Vegas, like completely platonic, like absolutely nothing happened. But we just started like communicating and texting. And like, as I was dropping her off, I said to her, I was like, I don't want you to get out of this car and go back to New Hampshire. And I'm not going to see you again. Like, I want to know more about you. Like, whatever I'm feeling, I want to know what's happening. And she was like, okay. So for the next like couple of months, like we were really in constant communication. I started telling you, I was like, I think there might be something there. I haven't felt like this in a long time. And then we said, all right, she's like, well, she's coming here in May. She's like, well, I'll see you in May. And she's like, it's a long time. It was like 3 months away. And we're like, what about for our birthdays? We'll just go somewhere. And she's like, where do you want to go? So we tried to find places that were in between, in the middle, and we just settled on Chicago. And then from there,
like meeting in the middle.
Right. So we meet in the middle. So from there, everything went like, that's where TJ got involved and other people got involved. And
it's tremendous.
I had dinner at the Girl and the Goat, which I'm serious. If you haven't gone, if you live in Chicago or live near Chicago or are going to Chicago, it's a top 10 meal of my life. I mean,
that good?
Stephanie Izard is an absolute wizard. Like, she's an absolute wizard. There's no other way about it. It is, she's incredible. The food was incredible. The drinks were incredible. The atmosphere, everything about that meal was psychotic. And then Saturday night, I went to a restaurant called the Purple Pig, which wasn't as good as Girl and the Goat, but it was really, really good. Cool place. Like, Chicago just is like, it's why I love cities like that, because there's all different pockets of things you can go and do.
Yeah.
And everything's going to be good. Like, if you find and listen to people and read reviews and whatnot, like, you can't have a bad meal. And so we had a really good meal there. And then Sunday we went and did our thing with the boat tour. So,
boys have some very important questions. Is
yes.
she a UConn fan?
She is not.
Is she a Patriots fan?
She is.
Boston Red Sox fan?
She is.
So she's born and raised there. She's a local. So this is Patriots, everything, the Celtics.
Yeah.
Bruins too. Does she like hockey?
Son plays hockey. She's a hockey mom.
Oh man, this is gonna get really interesting. Just what we needed.
She's a hockey mom.
Bostonian.
Oh yeah.
Bullshit versus
the
book.
Yeah. She's
we were texting. Full disclosure, Friday night, checking on each other, and I was just like, "How are things going?" Good. That's I genuinely so happy for you.
No, you were a huge part. I mean, not to get sappy and emotional on you, but like, you were a huge part of that conversation on that trip, because it was a lot of talking about what I had been through and your help to get me to where I am today.
Man.
And without you, I'm not sitting here. I don't know where I would be without you. I don't know where I would have been without
jail.
This show, jail, who knows?
Maybe first.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I went through the most
rough times, man.
Horrific things, and to come out on the other side and to have the Andrew Dufresne moment where I'm standing in the pouring rain with the lightning firing, and it doesn't matter, because what we're going to attempt to do is not going to be easy. Like, this is going to, it's not going to, it's going to be hard for years. Like, she has a son, I have a daughter. Like, we're not going anywhere. I'm not moving there. She's not moving here.
Right.
So we'll figure out what the next whatever. But at 47 years old, and it's a great lesson, I think, to kids, like, as you start to realize you get older, your life's not over when you hit a certain spot. And I think a part of me did feel that way about my love life. And I thinking that, like, I was never going to be able to be, I didn't want to date anybody. I didn't want to go on the dating apps. Like, I didn't want to do any of that. I haven't dated anybody for over 2.5 years.
No.
So it's just finding somebody that makes me want to be a better person and wants to support this show and, like, loves this show and watches this show, not because she has to, because she likes it. And she thinks it's really funny, and she likes what we do, and the chemistry. She's like, I don't bet, I don't gamble, I like sports, but she's like, I watch it because of you two. Like, the way you guys are together is what makes it fun.
Yep.
And I think that's really special and really unique. And I spent a ton of time talking about what you and I are trying to do and how we're trying to accomplish it. And, she wants to be supportive in any way she can. And, she's heavily involved in finances, and she's brilliant, and she runs a gigantic company in New Hampshire. And so,
sounds like a perfect person for the director of marketing for the
you off the air, we'll talk somewhere else, because she literally said,
we're going to have this discussion in person in May.
Yeah, she said, whatever.
Turn the reins over.
She said, whatever you guys need from me, whatever you guys need for me to help. I mean, she's the CFO of the largest anesthesiologist group in New Hampshire. Like, she has like 100 employees that work underneath her. So, like, she's got a huge job. So, like, she's brilliant at this stuff. So, and you know what, Percy, you're absolutely right. It's extremely important to share yourself with somebody. And I don't know if I really I don't know if I really believed that for a long time, to be honest with you. I don't know if I really believed that.
After it happens, just think back to the first time a girl broke up with you as a kid.
Right.
You don't even know. I remember
the world's crashing.
I was like, this is the worst feeling in the world. She
ever.
Just ripped my heart right out of my chest like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
My first kiss.
Put it on the ground.
My first kiss and getting broken up with happened in the same moment.
Oh.
My first kiss, she kissed me and dumped me at the same time.
Yeah. I mean,
I got double hit on that.
That is a 2-game parlay that stinks as a teenager.
That sucked. That hurt.
After you do all this and you have a child together and people, I'm lucky, but I've been through all these other divorces through other people.
Family, right? Me.
Yeah. I mean, it's very, very difficult. And you do feel like it's over. Like I'm never doing that again. How can I do that? And so I don't know. It's just, it's fun to see. It's fun to share. And it's exciting.
It's well, I mean, because
Patriots stuff.
I was really scared about showing her to you guys, to everybody, because I was like, people are going to want to take shots at you. And she was like, good, let them. She was like, come on. She was like, let them. She's like, what are they going to do? She's like, I was like, that's fun. I was like, okay. I was like, you're ready. I was like at that moment. So today's Amanda's birthday. So I pulled a U, sent a big, huge thing of flowers to her work today with balloons and everything else.
Oh, hell yeah.
So we did that today. So we did that today for the whole big show. And so her whole office was like, what's going on? Who is this guy? What is going on with this big bouquet of flowers? Blah, blah, blah. And I'll tell you one more quick story because it was crazy. So sometimes I forget that I put certain cryptic things on social media. So my class knew I was going to Chicago. So I walk in, full lesson plan, ready to go. Girl goes, hey, how was Chicago? Pictures look like you had a good time. I'm like, yeah. It was a good time. Who is she? Wait, what? Who is she? Well, what did you do? I started telling the story. These kids spent 20 minutes peppering me with questions about who she is. What do you like about her? What do you see? What's the future going to bring? How do you feel about her? Why do you feel so strongly about her? I was like backed against a wall going, because this is what I do to my students. Okay. This tattoo.
Yep.
If they don't ask me about my tattoo by the time we get to winter break or by Christmas break or spring break, I have a $10 gift card in the back of my backpack for the first kid asks me about my tattoo. Because I'm like, you're journalism students. Your audio professor has a tattoo of a microphone. You should ask the question, what the hell are you doing? What is that?
The microphone. What else?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. So it's the dagger. So I tell the story after they ask, I tell the story. So I made them wait through spring break. So I think I set myself up because they wouldn't stop hammering me with questions. But it was the most fun time to listen to them tell stories about the way they grew up.
It's the best. The
mixed families, the blended families, the step parents, the half brothers, half sisters, just like me. And I told them my whole story and they told me their whole story. And it was like this big cathartic bonding session that I had with my class. And I was like bright red, but no one had asked me that question point blank. Like, well, why do you like her so much? And I got a chance to actually share my feelings and really tell the truth about what it was.
Yep.
And I just thanked the class. I was like, guys, that was really crazy. Now we got to go to work. But we talked for 45 minutes of half the class was just basically about me. So yesterday was something I'll never ever forget. They gave me a standing ovation when the kid asked, so are you a couple? And I was like, well, yeah. Eruption of applause, literally eruptions, high fives, I just hit a home run or something. It was like a movie scene yesterday in my class. So I was really moved and really touched by them and them caring enough to care about.
I say it all the time. You can't fool the kids.
Yeah.
I learned it coaching. I learned it. You learn it putting yourself out there in front of kids because they're doing it every day. They don't know any different.
Yes. She's got the math covered for me.
Thank
Dave.
goodness, Addison, you're right. You're right. She's a CFO. She definitely has the math covered. That's good.
She knows the math. That's true. That's definitely.
They know everything. And they don't know that they know. That's why I like to learn from them and let them talk.
Right.
and just, if they're genuinely interested, you'll get their attention. If they're not, whatever you're saying, ain't nobody listening anyway. Right? So
Yep. True.
it's good to know,
Yeah.
when you're talking and they're asking questions, they're dialed in. That's good. So
It was,
got them rooting for you. That's
yeah,
great.
it was cool. It was the class was cool. Yesterday was cool. Her birthday being today. So thank you for letting me. Oh, Zach, she's heard it all. She heard the whole rant. She agrees with it wholeheartedly. So we're all good. So next Valentine's Day, I won't change one bit. There's nothing. There's no take back. There's no change. I feel the same way, because birthday flowers, whole different story than being forced to pay because of who I would have loved to find. That's what I'm gonna do on Valentine's Day. I'm gonna save what I bought today. I want to see how much the bouquet is on Valentine's Day that I bought today. I'm gonna guess it's at least double, maybe triple, the overall size of it. So the other kind of weird, kind of funny thing is, I told you that I would go on ski vacations with Amanda's ex and my ex, and all four of us would go away in New Hampshire to go skiing. The coat I wore on the boat yesterday, on Sunday, that coat right there.
Yep.
The last time I wore that coat was on a ski trip with her. I hadn't worn that coat in 13 years.
Hey,
I didn't realize it until we were on the boat. And I said to her, do you know the last time I wore this coat? She's like, why? I go, because in Vegas, we don't get enough rain. So it's a winter coat. It's a ski jacket.
Is that the bulky one you were worried about packing?
No, that's a different one. That's a legit heavy, thick winter. I brought that one because of rain and wind. It's a windbreaker. It's like one of those like Columbia, really thin ski jackets that's lightweight, that keeps you warm, but it gets rid of the wind and the water. Stuff you don't need in Vegas. I haven't had to wear that coat. It's been in the back of my closet. I stumbled upon it when I was packing. I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'm going to bring this. Didn't click with my head that I went, holy crap. The last time I wore this, I was with Amanda.
Universes works in so many ways.
Such a weird, cool angle of like, that's just wild. So the whole thing, it was really a fun weekend. So thank you for letting us burn an hour of your time telling stories about the weekend, but it's what we do here. You guys let us do it. You guys are super important to us. I haven't been a part of a show like this in my entire life, in my career, and I cannot thank you guys enough. Going to Chicago and having conversations with multiple people who watch the show and just get the show, and you guys take your time out to come say hi. It was cool.
Incredible.
It was really cool. Really cool.
And then,
so,
I mean, the other part about my favorite thing about today, and I'll mention it again, and then as well as now, how many pictures did we see over the weekend of people with the hats in different places?
Unbelievable.
I mean, like, this is a fun little thing
100%.
that we use. Not only, what's the Discord channel again? How do people sign up?
BVBshow.com.
You can go over and do that. But on the X, on the Twitter, whatever you guys want to call it, you're doing this thing where you're taking a hat like this that you've had made. You text if you want a hat. I can get you the hats made depending on inventory and stuff. We get you a hat. They take a picture.
Okay, JR. Sorry, real quick. The national anthem in Chicago is unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. Like serious.
Yes.
Goose pimples, chicken skin, whatever the hell you want to call it.
The best.
I was floored. The guy who sings our national anthem is unreal in Chicago. Now, it's cool. Like the two military guys, that's cool. I've seen that before. Boston does that too. The whole flag waving, all that. There's something about the way that guy sings. And the fact that the crowd cheers throughout the entire song.
Yep.
I hadn't experienced that. And I got to admit, I'm sorry to all my Vegas friends. I like the fact they don't yell anything during the song.
Right.
When they go, night, like that whole thing, or like we don't get any of that.
Yeah.
It's just the song. That guy's voice needs to be just protected at all costs.
Yeah.
His pipes. Holy crap. Yes. Anthem was incredible. Incredible. Thank you for asking, JR, because that was just best anthem I'd ever heard in my life. Best anthem in sports. You can lay claim to that 100%.
It gets you geeked up for the game.
Gets you just like ready for everything. Just like, all right, let's go. Like,
let's go.
What are we doing next? Like,
Yep.
this is everyone's like, it's like a patriotic thing. It is a patriotic thing, but it's more of an emotional thing for me, more than just the way the guy puts it in, and the crowd's involvement in the song is what makes it very special and very different. And there's no bells and whistles. There's no like weird shit going on. It's just like, here's the song. Here's the anthem. This guy can sing.
Yeah. And let's make noise and let's play hockey.
Yeah.
Like,
Drop the puck.
everybody's let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go. Every
Yeah,
time. It's
really,
like that every
it
night.
was. I like. It was really. It was
It was
awesome.
a day game in Saturday in April.
Yes,
with
correct.
a team that's in last place against the team that's in
Fair
first
point.
place.
Can you imagine if it was a big game? Absolutely, it would have been wild. Look, take me out to the bowl game was cool. Okay, it was neat. I'm not gonna say it wasn't neat. I had seen it before. It was my third time seeing. Take me out to the ball game. You guys know how I feel about the Red Sox, and all that. I don't know. It's become
How
too.
did Amanda like Wrigley?
She loved it. She loved it. It was gorgeous. It was cold. It was a beautiful day. It was really, for baseball in the sun, it was beautiful. So it was a good way to see Wrigley. It was a good way to see the Cubs. The security is so different at Wrigley than it is at every other park I've ever been to. Like, it is lax there. Like, we kept on, we were like, whoa. Like, you just scan your ticket and walk. Like, you go through a metal detector, but like backpacks, like at Fenway, you need like a clear bag. It's gotta be like this big. It's gotta be clear.
Yep.
Guys were backpacks. Like, it was just a different. That was probably the most jarring thing about it. But I'll say this: Wrigley is nicer than Fenway. It's a nicer ballpark. They put more money into the concourses. They've done more to make it more fan friendly. I still don't like the way the game presentation is done. I still don't like that.
Did you go to the book?
Yes, went to the DraftKings book. I actually have a ticket that I have a $100 ticket I got to cash that I didn't cash because there's only one book. I didn't want to put it on the app. I wanted to just do it with cash. Yeah. And so I did it with cash. Yeah. But because I left in the 8th inning, I was like, okay, there's got to be a different, location for DraftKings. No, there's one physical location in the entire city. It was at Wrigley. I'm like, I'm not going all the way back. Like, I'm not going all the way back to, I'll mail it in. I'll figure it out, whatever. Right. But the book is nice. It is quiet. FanDuel has a book at the United Center that you can't bet at. I walk in, FanDuel book. I walk up to the guy. I'm like, hey, where are the kiosks? He's like, oh, you can't bet here. I go, I can't bet here. I go, can I load my app here? He's like, no, you can't load my app here. It's like, so then why are you here? He's like, well, it's PR. It's marketing. It's to show people what it's like. I was like, so you're just a sports bar? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay. He's like, well, you can bet on the app. I go, yeah, but I don't want to go through the whole process of having to load my account and then to go through the whole thing. It takes forever with my bank. It's annoying as hell. Yeah. I'm learning this. This is something that in the industry we need to have a conversation about. It's a cumbersome experience to load your app. It's a
but it's easy. But you just do it remote. But
it's a cumbersome experience because the banks are wise to it. And so at least my bank, so I bank with Wells Fargo, and I have to go through like 3 different security checks to get the thing funded. I got to enter in routing numbers. I got to enter in wire transfer numbers. I got to go to my email. I got to enter my password in like 3 times.
Makes you feel good to do all that, don't it?
It really doesn't. Makes
you feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's very annoying to have to load it to load the app. Once you do it a couple of times, it's easier. But like, if people were saying, PayPal and whatnot, and Butchie, you're absolutely right. It's the KYC stuff. I get all of it, but I just wanted to make a bet. I just wanted to make a bet. Like, I didn't want to do all that. Like, the game was starting in 10 minutes, and I'm like, I just want to make a bet.
That's
like,
all.
It's a hell of a lot easier just to go ahead and go and be done. Yeah, I mean, Sonic, I'm not gonna put that on the screen, but you can create different things that will help you. I don't know. Butchie, I took care of it my own way. Don't worry about that. I got the bets in. We did well. we did well. We got the bets in. I was trying to bet with the people that were there in Chicago because I wanted to see how it was gonna go. And like I was gonna download the ESPN bet app because I haven't done that yet.
Right.
So it'll take me like 10 minutes to do it. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not here to sit there on my phone and go like, I need this and I need this and I need this and I need that and I need that. I was like, no, I'm not doing any of this stuff. So that needs to be looked at. If I'm in the industry, and we are, the thing I would look at is if you're going to have a book at a place, you better be able to bet. Don't have a book, you can't bet. And the answer can't be, well, just load the app. That's not an answer I want. Sorry. I don't like that.
What do you think it's like to be that person working there?
Oh, that guy gets browbeat constantly. I guarantee it.
There's
He
nothing
was like
positive.
like he didn't know what to say.
There's nothing positive about taking that job.
Half an
Signing
hour.
up for the BetMGM app to bet MLB props to Bellagio took. Oh,
So it just happened. It's that has to be made easier. That process of loading your app, of getting the app, has to be made
I
easier.
mean, like
And so,
we did it at CG places in less than 5 minutes. We have to run your car, run your check,
right.
but all we need from you is your ID, and you get a player's card for the casino. It's done in
Right.
5 minutes. Give us the cash, and the deposit's made. Like the
Mhm.
in-person registration process shouldn't take that long, Tilo. You got somebody that didn't know what they were
They're
doing.
doing
Well,
right.
a lot of times that's happening in places in Vegas because you go at the wrong time. You
Right.
have
Wrong
one
people.
person typing horse bets, sports bets, and signing up people for accounts because the other person that's there working is on lunch. But yeah, that job stinks. Being at a sports book, you show pictures of it. You tell everybody, you tell all these investors that you want money in stocks, that you have a sports book at Wrigley Field.
No, at the United Center. Wrigley, you can place bets at Wrigley.
At
DraftKings,
the United Center.
DraftKings is open. United Center at FanDuel, there's nothing. They bought the rights to be the exclusive book at the United Center. And Chicago, I guess, in Illinois is separate from the rest of the state. So if you're in Chicago, it's a different license practice than it is outside of the state, outside of Chicago.
Okay.
So the only book in the city of Chicago, physical book right now in Chicago, is at Wrigley. DraftKings. They're the only physical book there. I went into the Bally's Casino. Weirdest thing I'd seen in my life. 4-level vertical casino. Small footprint. All up. 4 different levels. Minimum table, $50 across the board. $50 for blackjack, $50 for roulette, $50. I looked at Amanda. I was like,
Chicago?
Downtown Chicago. The Bally's Casino in downtown Chicago.
Wow.
I mean, like 00 roulette with a 50 with a it was 25 with a $25 minimum inside and $50 outside. Or no, yeah, 20. No, sorry, 25. That was 20. But blackjack was 50. All table games were 50. I was like, are we at the Bellagio in Vegas? It's like, what are we doing? Like this place was like all like really people down in their luck, people playing their last dollar. Expensive to be in there. I was like, this is different, man. Like, So I'll be curious to see how the books do in Chicago, the physical books do in Chicago.
Zach O'Shea said that's a temporary location
For DraftKings or Bally's?
for Bally's.
Oh. The weirdest vibe I've ever encouraged. Yes, I would agree. It's a weird vibe. I would 100%. Yes, that casino sucks. It was weird. I'm not going to deny it. It was like they were literally robbing people. Like I was walking around going, you got 00 roulette and we're charging $25 minimum hands. Like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, this is, whoo. So, okay. This is different. I was like, this is a different type of vibe in here. Watching you pay $50 minimum hand blackjack on a Sunday afternoon. Like it was Sunday at 2:30. This wasn't like a Friday night. It was Sunday afternoon. So it was.
This was after the boat tour?
Yeah.
We had
a couple of hours to kill until we ended up going because we went to the art museum. So we had a couple hours to kill before we got to the airport. So I ended up getting on a 5:00 flight. I wasn't supposed to get back to Vegas until 10:30. I got back to Vegas at 7. It was great.
Oh,
Amanda didn't like it too much, but I threw her a pretty big curveball. I was supposed to leave 2 hours after her. I ended up leaving an hour before her. So she was like, wait, you're leaving? I'm like, yeah, I got on an earlier flight to get home.
Oh,
so I changed my flight. Like at the airport, I changed my flight because there was a 5:00 and there was a 8:30. And I said, hey, is that 5:00 open? And she was like, yeah, you can fly standby. You can get on it. And I was like, can I get on it? She was like, yeah, you can get on it. So then I got on it. So I said to Amanda, I'm like, hey, I'm going to fly at 5.
Wait, you did this without checking with her?
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, you're establishing the rules early. This is unbelievable. Amanda, wow. I would have stayed with you.
Yeah, that's how I roll. You
gotta go.
I gotta go.
We gotta go. That was a hell of a. That's an Irish exit. Boom.
Yeah, it was a big. I prefer people leave me. I don't like being the first one to leave because I think it's harder to walk away from somebody than it is to watch them having to walk at you.
Wife.
But It was like
the same way.
I needed to get home because I was going to get home at 7 or I was going to get home at 11. It's a huge difference. So like, what are we going to do? Hang out in the airport for an hour? Like, come on. Like it's
yes.
You know, so I left. So I jumped on and, I got to go. She wasn't very happy with me on that, but it was okay. And she's like, wait, you're leaving now? I was like, yeah, she was cool with it, but she was kind of like stunned. Like, I didn't know you were leaving this. I was like, well, I just got on the flight. It's just, it works. So
it just happened.
This is who I am. It's, how I roll with this. I don't think it's big balls at all to do that. It's just who I am. It's just, I don't know. It's just what I do. I'm not trying to be mean about it. It's just, I gotta go. So I gotta go. It's just what it is.
Good move coming with the flowers today for her birthday.
Oh, she got a lot. She got that. She got a whole letter. Like I did a lot. So like, yeah. So that's why I think that's why she said you can talk about it now. She's like, okay. She gave me the green light. She's like, because I was like, I'm not going to talk about this until you're ready. She's like, okay. She's like, and this morning, and I asked her, I was like, can I say it on social? She goes, say whatever you want. Put it on the show. I was like, on the screen? She was like, yeah. I was like, okay. I was like, let's go. I was like, I'm excited. All right. Hour and 10 minutes in. Finally talk about sports. UConn goes back to the show. I know, right? Welcome to the show. UConn goes back to back last night. They beat Purdue by 15. First team to do it in 17 years.
Yeah.
Can UConn win 3 in a row?
The ink isn't even dry on number 2. What's wrong with you?
It's what everyone does. We move on to the next one. I mean, Purdue was dead. You saw it early. They couldn't. Purdue had gone 330 consecutive games with 8 attempts from behind the arc. They had 5 last night. 8 or more 3 attempts, not makes, attempts. They took 5-3 last night. I thought Matt Painter got to pants last night. I thought Dan Hurley coached circles around him.
I'm getting a text from certain people who said that we need to address the fact that you're calling UConn a Boston dynasty on the juice.
Called it a New England dynasty. Difference. In Boston. Everyone's equating the Boston. I said New England. Another team from New England.
Okay.
I'm not claiming it. It's just a fact. I wish UConn wasn't part of New England, but it is.
And it is a dynasty.
Yeah. You win 2 in a row in college basketball? Yes.
The way they won.
Yes. They killed everyone.
Like
largest
Caramello just came in the chat and said it. Most dominant 2-year run we've ever seen.
Probably. I mean, it's the most
hard to argue.
Look at the point differential. Largest point differential in the history of the tournament.
Crushed
everyone. People. Didn't just beat them up. And I mean, Hurley's such a prick. Man, he's such a prick. See him after the spread. Did you see him afterwards? See him gloating afterwards?
I was in an airport in Salt Lake City without the sound. All I saw was just, I had no sound.
Gloating, just absolute gloating. Going like, yeah, what are you going to do now? We did what we did. We came there. We beat you. We won. What now? Like, he was just like, he's such a jerk. But if he's your jerk, you love him.
There's nothing left to say. I mean, I got guys that have had success in this basketball tournament. Like, I got a text yesterday. I'm 14-1 in the baskets, and I bet the Pirates every day. I'm having the month of my life.
Wow.
He's right. I mean, UConn covered 6 games this year. They covered all 6 games last year. Is that right? I know they covered all 6 this year.
Yes, I believe that's right. Yes.
6 games to win it. Covered every game. It's not like the lines are 4 or 3. They're double-digit favorites.
8.
They are laying it on people.
Mm-hmm.
But that's an unfair question today. Can you win 3 straight?
Oh, I mean, fine. But
I have no idea.
All right, fine. Was this tournament any good? I thought it sucked.
You thought it sucked?
Tournament sucked. There was no other than UConn's dominance. There was no good storylines. There was no, fun team in. The Big East got completely disrespected. They went and won the NIT. UConn won every game by double digits. Creighton made a run. I mean, it's embarrassing what the committee did. Put 6 Mountain West teams and they threw up all over themselves. Bracket sucked.
Well, Tommy Lorenzo said there wasn't one buzzer beater.
No. Was it one buzzer beater? There wasn't one,
Oh.
Cinderella crazy run. NC State is an ACC power. I can't put them into the category of Cinderella. They have a monster budget. They pay their coach a ton of money. They have monster NIL. I mean, it's not like this team is. NC State's a great story. I'll give it to you, but like they're not like a small school. This is a big school.
Ask the chat. Was the tournament good? It was good for the bettors.
Which side of the counter?
I sent you that thread. People like don't even care that the tournament wasn't good as long as they won money.
Which is a good thing or a bad thing?
It's terrible.
Oh, really? It's a terrible thing.
Who cares about whether you won money or not?
Really? Who cares?
I don't. I don't know.
Really? You're totally.
Are we going to judge now for sports content, the future, whether something's good or not, whether you won money on it or not?
Fair point. But I think it also has to do with the fact that whether the public won money or not is what matters.
Well, the public won the tournament, had huge success.
Yeah, public betting UConn, betting.
They rode NC State. I mean, we had our rhythm guys were on NC State early. They rode them all the way to the Final Four. They lost, that game. But I don't know. The tournament is good just in general, but is it memorable? No, not at all. UConn's that dominant.
And Purdue's a tough like too. It's hard to like Purdue. It really
what
is.
Did they do?
It's a hard like. Their color, their mascot, their coach, their big man.
Black and gold. What's wrong with that?
Nah, it's black and like a weird, like not like a gold. It's a weird color. They're a boiler maker. The train tracks, like the whole logo. Like I don't know. It's a tough deal.
Believe you're besmirching Purdue. You're stepping on their grave. Isn't it enough?
I don't know. They were weirdly cocky. Like Edey. I'm so glad I'm not a Big Ten fan because watching Zach Edey get away with the number of offensive fouls he got away with last night is incredible. Like the dude literally threw forearms at people and laid the ball in, and it was like, oh yeah, that's fine, that's legal. Like, wait, really? Like, my goodness, the referees were petrified to foul the guy out because he was the best player, biggest player on the court. Like, it was no. I think the tournament had a lot of mediocre teams in it. I think teams that were overseeded, teams that were underseeded. Yeah. NC State was underseeded, but there were a bunch of teams that were overseeded. 6 teams in the Mountain West Conference should never happen again. That was embarrassing.
Well, so they didn't earn it?
No, not compared to the Big East.
So why do we need 78 teams in this?
Well, then there we go.
You want to talk about, they were pro expansion a week ago.
Yep.
Restores that. Just the elephant in the room is that the games weren't that great. Like we don't need more of this.
Agreed. You need
the
more.
Game that was great was Purdue and Tennessee.
Yes, that was the one great game. That was probably the best game of the whole tournament. Or
the
Creighton game was fun. The Creighton game, the double overtime Creighton game was pretty good too.
Was pretty good.
Yeah, that game.
Creighton, Oregon.
Yeah,
that was a good basketball game.
But we didn't. Normally, we have like 7 of those. You know what I mean? Normally we'd have so many of them.
You know why? Nobody stays. It's hard to generate.
You mean when they transfer around?
When they transfer around, how do you
would
build
you rather
up
guys
chemistry?
Would you rather guys transfer around or go pro? Which is better? Staying in college basketball on a different team or leaving the sport altogether?
I don't know. If you want to make, you rooted against Duke because Christian Laettner was there for 4 years. You couldn't.
Right.
You either loved him or you hated him.
Right.
Either way, you had to watch. And everybody that played against him knew we have to play against this guy. Coach K, the coach. You knew what you were getting. And that was just one example. I'm not a, love or hate a Duke guy. Just think about how many times, the same kid went back and had no success one year and then had success the next year as a team. It's nondescript. It's a travel ball. It's right. An AAU tournament dressed up as college basketball, which is okay, but it's hard to sell. and it's hard to stay engaged. It's hard to watch. I mean, Oakland was fun. Oakland beat Kentucky.
Yeah, correct. Yes. Yeah. I mean,
Oakland
when we were at
got Cal
Resorts World,
fired.
there were good games at Resorts World.
Yeah.
You know, those 2 days were decent. The first 2 days weren't horrible.
That's what I mean. Like there were some games that, I mean, when you look back at the bracket, you'll remember the game. You'll be like, yeah, okay, that was fun. You know, but like Grand Canyon won, right? And then they got destroyed
By
They
Alabama,
were
right?
Terrible, terrible. It's hard to maintain that story
Right.
over a week. I don't know. Does it make expansion better?
No, I don't think expansion makes it better.
Worse.
I think they need to have better. The committee needs to build a better bracket, not more teams, but build a better bracket. Watch more games. Seton Hall was a tournament team. Indiana State was a tournament team. I'm sorry. I mean, those are tournament teams. Should have been in.
I dare say the NIT was more engaging.
I don't know, it was more engaging, but it was definitely a better watch at times.
Was more enjoyable. The basketball was tremendous.
Yeah, it was great.
With Indiana State, Seton Hall ended up being a good game.
The championship game with the NIT was way better than last night's title game.
Excellent.
Way better. The women's game was better than last night's title game. Last night's title game was fun for a quarter, for half, and then that's it. Second half was a rout. You saw it coming. You just saw like they just bowed up with their fist and just punched Purdue out. They knew what they were doing. Purdue had no answer.
Yeah.
How do you not shoot? How do you not just jack threes? Like just call plays to get guys open. Get guys open. Like don't. So basically, Dan Hurley figured out that they can only shoot threes off double teams off Edey. It's not very good coaching if you can't adjust to that. Like, come on. It was like, find a play to get a guy open for a three. Run an inbounds play, gets a guy open for a three. Like, do something else besides, when a trap comes, we'll kick it out and shoot threes. Because Klingon and company could handle one-on-one. They just said, let Edey have his. We're good. Score 50. We don't care. No one else is going to score. Exactly what happened.
On the plane watching it. So, it's so weird, by the way. That thing started at 9.
Yep, 20.
Eastern time. I get on a plane in Philly at 6, and I'm like, oh, the game's getting ready to start, because my whole life in Vegas,
3 hours.
Game started at 6. You see the coverage, the walk up, the interviews, and I'm like, what are we doing here? Why is this not on? I'm like, oh, it's 9:20. So I got a 4.5 hour flight, whatever it is, to Salt Lake. So I'm like, I'm shutting it down right now. Boom. Fall asleep, wake up somewhere over the middle of the country, and the game's starting. So I get to sit there and watch it. And I'm next to this guy who I didn't even know spoke English this whole flight. He's watching the game with his headphones. I'm watching the game with my headphones. And now he's turning to me. We haven't said a word the whole
That's
flight.
Fun.
He's going,
get that commonality.
He's going like this. And I look at him and I'm like, no, Sean. We're not even talking.
Right. It's great.
And then when the Purdue kid did that dunk.
Oh my, that was amazing.
I forgot that I was on an airplane
right
in the dark, and I went, oh! And everybody on the next row was like,
what did he just do?
What's wrong?
You woke up the whole plane.
And the guy next to me took his earphone out like this. He goes, that was awesome. Wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Yeah. But right then I was like, this is, you're listening, and those guys did a great job on the broadcast. They're not shooting a three.
Nope.
They got no chance.
No chance. I said they got to make 15 threes. They didn't even take 6. They didn't even take 6.
Chuck and Kenny even said it at halftime. It was awesome. Like, Chuck goes, look, you can stay and just keep feeding the ball to Edey, but you're going to lose.
Right. 3 versus 2.
He said they're better. The only way to do it now is like a fighter being in a ring going, I got to go for it. If I get knocked out, I get knocked out. I got to shoot threes. Something has to change. So,
bad news, man. Bad news. Okay. John Calipari made it official. He has left Kentucky. He'll be introduced as the new head coach of Arkansas at some point in the next couple of days.
Surprised by this?
I'm not surprised he's out at Kentucky. I'm surprised he's deciding to go to Arkansas. But Arkansas is using an incredible amount of money to enhance Kyle's ability to recruit. I believe he's got $8 million in NIL to go spend. These guys have salary caps now. $8 million can buy 8 starters. You walk in, want $1 million? Come play with me.
This is weird.
This is pro sports.
It is.
This is professional athletics. This is officially, we are into the officially no longer playing for the name on the front of our jersey. No. I had a talk yesterday after we did the whole thing with Amanda in my class. We were doing, I love using my class as sounding boards for the future. So today was the day I used to talk about sports betting and sports betting advertising and gambling advertising and how they get enticed by it. And do they like to bet? Do they not? And then we got into NIL. And one of the kids in my class is one of the managers for the men's basketball team. And he said, look, I'm not going to name names, but I can tell you right now that last year there were more than one kid that left because they weren't getting as much money as the next kid. And they were angry. I should be getting more. And he was like, we all were like, why? State your case. Why? And they just left. They would leave. He's like, it's completely nuts right now as to how this is. He goes, parents walk in. They don't ask about development. They don't ask about classes. They don't ask about class size. They don't ask about where my son's going to live. They ask, how much money will he make this year? And when do you pay it? Like, that's not good.
No,
that's not good at all.
What did they think was going to happen?
I don't know, but it's.
This is exactly what they get. This is I mean, I had these conversations with kids playing softball. I would ask questions like that, or but a lot of times it was, well, what are you giving me? You're getting an opportunity to play. You're maybe going to get a scholarship. You're maybe not. Maybe it depends on your grades. It's a big game. Like now the coaches, everybody's playing the same game. $1 million a player. You've been to Arkansas. Is he gonna get kids to go?
Yes. Will they win? I don't know. Yeah. He will. Yeah. He's got such a. I mean, I'll be really curious. Calipari can still really recruit. He's still a likable guy. Can he coach? Debatable. He's a very likable guy. But did you see him walking his dog?
Who?
Calipari.
I did not.
I got to ask about you Pittsburgh guys for a second.
What happened?
He's got a little foo-foo dog with a dog stroller. What's going on?
Dog strollers.
What's going on, man? Like what's going on with Cal?
Dog strollers.
Cal's looking like a 75-year-old Italian,
he's
in
old.
Brooklyn. Going on walks and walking the dog, like walking. I was like, what the hell are you doing, Cal? Even like you go walk in public in the middle of the controversy and you think no one's going to stop you. And if no one's going to stop you, they're going to see you walking this little fluffy thing with a dog stroller. Like, wait. And his answer was, I'm just walking my dog, guys. I'm just walking my dog. Like he wouldn't answer anyone's questions. It was really weird.
On the street.
In Lexington.
In the middle of like a whirlwind storm of whether he's leaving Kentucky or not. I mean, it's just another day, right? He's got to walk the dog. He probably walks the dog every day.
Yep.
They just don't come and see him.
Just don't care. Just walking around, no issues, no worries. I was like laughing my ass off.
So sometimes walking the dog is a pain in the ass.
Of course, but he was it was on a leash, but it was one of the little dogs you have to worry about. It was off a leash. It was like this big. He got a dog stroller. So when the dog gets tired, he put it in the dog stroller. Just go for the walk.
Oh, the dog wasn't even in the stroller?
No, the dog wasn't in the stroller. He was walking an empty stroller with the dog running next to him. So when the dog gets tired, he goes in the dog stroller.
What a gig.
It was a weird video.
I want a Dave stroller.
I was like, Cal, that was a really weird. It was really weird.
I want somebody to go for a walk with me, and when I get tired, I'm just going to get in the stroller. Did that with the kids all the time. Take them out of the stroller. Take them out of the stroller. Oh, when they're tired, just put them in a stroller. It's a hell of a gig. Who's pushing a stroller? Okay. Come on. What is this?
I was there.
You're frozen. Hold on. You're frozen. Go ahead. You're back.
No one buried UMass. Cal built UMass. Didn't bury UMass at all. UMass was the single worst college basketball program in the country in the 80s until Calipari showed up. Okay. Calipari built the Mullins Center. Calipari put UMass basketball on a quasi map. It's not even the map right now, but it's quasi on it because of John Calipari. So he didn't bury UMass. Memphis, different story, but Cal and UMass we will always be thankful for what Calipari built. Gave us a Final Four. We'll never go again. UMass is never going to the Final Four again. And Calipari is the one that took it. Was he cheating when he was doing it? Yes. Same thing he's doing now, though. Buying cars, buying gifts, recruiting kids to come and transfer. Like, that's all it is. So yes, it's. But Dan Hurley last night was asked about the job because Kentucky was expected to offer it to him, and he publicly said no. Coming back for a third run.
Why?
Round.
Why would he go?
Makes
Money?
no sense. No, he should never go. He's the East Coast guy at the best school in college basketball east of the Mississippi. Like, why would you ever leave? What would cause you to ever want to go from Connecticut, where they love you for life, to Kentucky, where a Final Four is not good enough? No way.
Get it. I mean, the Big East is a good conference.
Great conference.
Connecticut's a good place to live, apparently.
It is. Yes. When you have that much money. Yes. Dan Hurley's not going anywhere. Our friend Coach on Sports Grid, Coach Young, put out on Twitter yesterday that he thought that Billy Donovan would be the best fit at Kentucky. And I actually really agree with him.
Yeah.
Like, what's Billy Donovan doing in the pros? Like, what is he actually going to do in the NBA?
Right.
He's never going to win a title with the Bulls. Just biding his time. Go back to Kentucky. Go back to college. Go to Kentucky. It's not, you save face. Leaving the NBA for college sometimes can be seen like you get run out. But going to Kentucky, you can explain it. You can justify it.
Right.
One of the top 5 jobs in college basketball, arguably top 10 job in basketball, period, to be the head coach of Kentucky. So
I don't know, man. I don't know if once you go to the pros,
yeah,
why would you go back to this mess that college basketball is right now?
Because if you're from the pros, you know that you just throw money at people. It's no longer recruiting. It's not recruiting. It's picking. It's offering contracts. Just like in the pros. You're saying, hey, I'm going to pay you X. I'm going to pay you Y. Come play.
I got a GM to do that.
Fair. But coaches still need to be involved.
Basketball. Like, if I'm Billy Donovan, I'm coaching basketball now.
Okay, fair. Yep. A lot of truth to that. I'll give you that. I really wonder. Your mic's dead. You either muted yourself or you knocked your mic over. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
No, now it's your computer.
Microphone. What's going on?
Your computer's on. Your mic shifted to your computer mic.
How about now? You can't hear me?
I can hear you, but it's your computer. It's not your actual, it's not your mic.
Let's see.
You hit something.
No, I didn't. Everything's plugged in.
Huh. That was weird.
How about now? Look, can you hear now?
Oh, now I can hear you. Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're back.
But you're so far away though. Like you smacked it and made something loose.
Uh-oh. All right.
Like I can hear you, but it's not, you got to get a little closer to the mic. That was weird.
I don't know what happened.
Oh God. If Brad Stevens leaves, I'll cry. I will cry if that happens.
Why would he leave?
I hope not. Oh, no way. Please no. Brad's building something special. Leave Brad Stevens right where Brad Stevens is.
Oh, no. Yeah, that would be no good.
No, thank you. 3-1 Orioles, top of the 7th. I need a run, Boston.
Pirates lost 4-3.
Well, let's go to that story because the Pirates and the Yankees started the day with the best record in baseball. 9-2.
How about that?
They lost. They're 9-3 now, but 9 wins still ties them with the best number of wins in baseball. What's up with the Pirates?
Scoring runs.
Yeah.
Bullpen roles are getting set. Rolls Chapman looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
We got a bridge to Bednar.
He was bad today, I guess, though.
Yeah, he gave up the runs. That was no good. Pirates lost 5-3. Oh, that was the final. Okay. Thought it was 4-3. I'm driving home last night with Jess, and we're trying to both stay awake. And I go, the Pirates are 9-2. And she goes, yeah, but they're not going to finish over 500.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm like,
why not?
What are you talking about? Why would you even say that right now? Like, I haven't seen you in 4 days. Be nice. She's like, it's just the truth. She's like, you say it all the time. The starting pitching isn't going to last. And I'm like, I just turned to her.
You've got the number one pick rocketing through your minor league system.
Yeah, I'm going to Indianapolis to see him in person.
Are you really? Why? Just wait till he goes to the pros. Paul Skeens will be up. He'll be up in a month.
Yeah, we got to go see some guys about some things in Indianapolis.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go to Indy.
We got guys. We got
St.
guys on the
Elmo's.
ground there that can help us out.
St. Elmo's. Let's
And
go.
you've been there as well.
Oh, yeah.
You know where to go. This is what'll be fun. We start doing road shows.
Ooh.
P-Roll will handle all of the food bookings. We'll eat damn good, son.
St. Elmo's will be that. Yeah, I mean let's go. Clean out the whole sinuses. Give me all the smoke. Yes, Midwest tour to start in Indy. I am in. Hell yeah, Chicago.
Would anybody come? Would you guys come? Put that in the chat right now. The vote
There's no debate.
Actually pretty good.
There's no debate. They would show.
You think people will show?
I saw 3 people in Vegas. I lived in Vegas. So 3 people in Chicago who would be at the show in a heartbeat. Drop
over 100
everything.
People watching it right here on the YouTube channel live. I don't know how many people are watching on the Twitter right
538
now. Give them something to vote
on Twitter.
See if they would come. If we come to Indianapolis, would you show up? Say yes or no.
Oh.
Just put it out there.
What month are we going to do this in, by the way? Just I'm curious for weather.
Next month.
Oh, wow. Okay, you're talking about now. I'm in for sure. Let's go.
We ain't going in the winter. Are you nuts?
Thank you. Okay, well, that's
Indianapolis. We're a weather show.
Indy is all connected with tunnels and bridges because you don't have to go outside. So that's why, because it's freezing there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to have people signing up for this brigade proxy service. We got to get these trips in now before, people start coming to see us in Vegas, But yeah, if PTO gets approved, I'll travel to Indy. Damn, Nikki Ceramello's putting in PTO time. Nikki, don't do that yet.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
BVB infield party during the 500. Interesting thought. You know what that is? Indy 500, the infield?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, Memorial Day weekend?
Can you do that?
You can, yeah. Yes, you can.
I'm not a horse racing guy, and I'm not a auto
Roger.
racing
There's
guy.
of course, you're fraudulent. You live in Indiana. Yes.
We got people in Indiana that would show. Raj would bring the brigade.
Wow. All right. I'm interested. Let's do that. That's for sure. Marlins and the White Sox start the day with 1 win each.
Ooh.
These 2 teams, and I'm on the under in the Marlins, which I'm really happy about. So 1 win.
So how's your man TJ feel about the
Yeah, he's not happy too much about the White Sox.
I mean, like the state of disarray that the White Sox are in.
It's an easy fade.
Is bad.
Yep, easy fade.
The Marlins, what's his
next
name?
year? That's why I bet under, because this is a punch year. Because they've got 3 starting pitchers. Their top 3 starting pitchers that are going to be back next year, all off Tommy John.
Right.
They'll be a totally different team next year.
Well, did it just come out over the weekend that they made the manager a lame duck manager? They said that they didn't extend anything past this year.
Makes sense. Because next year is a totally different. Next year, they don't try to compete next year. They're not going to compete this year. They're not interested in competing this year.
Right.
They're going to be bad.
Right. Yeah.
They can't score. They're just not good.
Again, identifying the bad teams.
Smoked today. They're going to get smoked by the Guardians today. Yeah.
So not even $2. It's not even minus 200.
Yeah. Run line Guardians 8-2. The Guardians. They've won. They're 8-2 of the year. 8-2 in the run line.
I think the difference is the lines are going to reflect that the White Sox are a bad team.
Right.
A lot more sooner than the Marlins. I mean, just based on season wins expectations.
Well, because the Marlins also are, I mean, they can still pitch kind of, right? You look at like the so far their runs and what they've done. Like the Marlins they're bad, but like you can see the Marlins maybe doing something, like maybe getting hot at some point and like maybe they're 1-10. They have a negative 32 run differential, but that 72 runs they've given up that's not going to be the case. Like they're not going to be this bad.
It's a lot of bullpen.
Yeah.
The Marlins bullpen was bad against opening weekend against the Pirates. They didn't hold a lead. They've had the lead multiple times in games and then given it up.
But the White Sox have scored 16 runs so far.
Yeah, that's
16 runs in 10 games.
That's
that is
1.6
horrible.
run a game.
Yeah. Team total under.
Yikes.
Team total under for the White Sox right now.
AOWN
two
said
best hitters are on the shelf.
Crochet is a dog for the White Sox. But that's the only good starting pitcher they got.
Yeah, he's not going today. So
minus 240 against the Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah, because Logan Allen's 2-0 with a 2.31 ERA. He's been good. Soroka's been okay. It's the bullpen for the White Sox, which is awful. You get to the bullpen, open season. You can go crazy on them. You can score a ton of runs on them. All right, guys, we are going to switch over to bonus time for you guys who are live on YouTube and Twitter. Do not move. I know a bunch of you guys who watch the show live, watch the replayed on Sports Grid and Sirius XM, listen to it. We'll have a lot more. Go to our YouTube channel. You guys can catch up on all the stuff we're going to get into. Baseball, basketball, and hockey all still to come, but we did an hour versus, rambling and fun story times. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. More hardcore baseball and sports tomorrow on the show, but thank you for letting us do that. If you are with us right now live, don't move. You're getting bonus time. Okay. So which team would be worse at the end of the year? Marlins or White Sox? Do you think?
White Sox.
I would agree. Dodgers, though, have given up 16 more runs than the White Sox have.
How about that? How do you explain that?
What's going on with the Dodgers? They're giving up a lot of runs. Like, they look like pitching's a problem again. And no Shohei to save them.
I think they're still piecing it together.
Okay.
I think they're still piecing it together. But and the bullpen was a problem last year. The bullpen was the downfall. I mean, they got to the playoff, didn't even have a starter.
Yeah.
Like, they named a starter the day of the game. Game 1 of the playoffs against the Diamondbacks. So, listen, they got a couple good starters. Obviously, Glasnow, Yamamoto are going to give. But the back end of the rotation is, the guy only pitches once every 5 days. So, I don't know. I can't explain why they've given up more runs than the White Sox. 16 more runs.
Bullpen got lit up by the Cubs. Lit up by the Cubs lineup. I was there for one of it. I was there for one of it going, holy crap.
Dodgers had 2 blow-up games versus the Padres and the Cubs. That's
I was there.
Blow-up games, good. Thank you, Tilo. The blow-up games
are bad.
Can deceive stats, though, too.
They can. That's true. But you're still giving up a lot of runs. It's happened multiple times. So it's
right.
Red Sox are down 4-1 to the Orioles. So my parlay is going to miss unless the Red Sox can rally. I took them on the run line. Sox at +1.5, but 4-1 now in the top of the 7th. But the Red Sox have only given up, starting the day, second fewest runs in baseball. Now their lineup just got Trevor Story done for the year. So that's a big blow to their offense. But are you surprised the Boston Red Sox are pitching as well as they are?
Yeah, I think so.
Pitching above their heads right now.
It helps to start with Oakland.
True.
And the Angels.
True.
Sometimes on the road is better.
Their offense is going to have a difficult time against the AL East. You can just see it. Like against
was today the home opener?
Yep. Honored Tim Wakefield today and
looked pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
Home opener. Monday's Marathon Monday.
I went to the book and
Patriots Day.
The Pirates were on the one big screen and Fenway in Boston was on the other big screen. I was like, wow, this is really a perfect day so far. This is exactly the way it should be.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, to basketball. Top 2 teams in the East are meeting tonight. Boston's laying 2 at Milwaukee. How about this stat?
Did you pay? Let's full disclosure. Did you pay any attention to the NBA while you were gone? You're frozen.
Watch what I did. I watch what I did?
Look at that. Look at that frozen. Hold on. You're moving again now. What did you say?
Did I watch the games or did I pay attention to the scores?
One, the other, or both, or neither.
Didn't see a single second of NBA basketball actually being played. I watched scores on my phone. So yes, the games I bet, I watched the games on my phone. I did not watch basketball. No, but I did watch the scores.
Yeah. Well, I
Doc
didn't
Rivers,
watch one thing other than Sixers a little bit while I was
Doc
in
Rivers
Philly.
is 15-17 as the head coach of the Bucks.
How do you explain this?
Boston's lost 16 games all year. All year. They fired a guy 30-13. 30-13. They canned him for 15-17, Doc Rivers.
The Bucks are favored today.
No, Boston is what? Flipped?
Bucks are favored -2.
It flipped. Wow.
Bucks are favored -2.
Celtics were favored last night. It flipped. Makes sense. I understand it.
Does it?
Yeah, sure. Boston clinched first everything. Boston has the division, home court throughout.
Oh.
Bucks clinched too, though. Bucks clinched the 2 seed. But just for trying to like rectify what the hell's happening with Doc Rivers. This is like one of those like we got to win just for pride.
This is no bet.
Oh.
How do you possibly bet this?
Is it Giannis is probable, Tatum is out, Horford and Porzingis are out.
Silly. This isn't a game though. Even are you serious?
And Derek White's going to go ahead and go off for like 50 points. Watch for Boston. Boston wins these games. This is why they win. They win when they put everybody out.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
Are you concerned with that Bucks stat with the Bucks in the playoffs?
What's that? What's the Bucks stat?
15-17. Doc Rivers is the coach.
If I'm the Bucks, I'm petrified of everything right now. I'm scared to death on everything. Forget the playoffs. I'm scared just now. Just what are we going to do?
Wow.
No, the Bucks clinched a playoff spot. Sorry, JR, you're right. They clinched a playoff spot, not the 2 seed. Thank you. Okay. But they are.
They're only one game ahead of Orlando and the Knicks.
Yeah, they suck.
Wow.
Bucks are horrible. They're god awful. They're so bad.
The Rockets have to win.
So the Rockets got eliminated. The Western Conference teams for the 10 teams that will play for the playoffs, including the play-in, that has now been set. Okay.
But the positions are not set.
No, they're not. The Suns are in the 6th spot. They are just 1 spot out of the play-in. 6 of the 10 teams that are eligible to play in the play-in are separated by 3 losses from 6 to 10.
Wow.
We don't know who's playing in the play-in. We don't know who's going to be what seed in the play-in. Like, it has come down to it type basketball. Sacramento's at OKC. OKC is laying 5. OKC doesn't need it. Sacramento desperately does.
Oh, my God. I don't know. It's
a fun game.
I got a lot of work to do between now and being on Sports Grid later to see the standings because I haven't looked at one thing NBA. In 3 days.
Golden State's at the Lakers tonight. These 2 teams are battling for position in the play and trying to get out of the play-in. Lakers favored.
Can either one of these teams actually get out of the play-in?
Depends
they
when they play.
6. No,
they play each other. They can get out. Absolutely, they can get out of it. 100%. Yes. The only 3 games from 6 to 10 is 3 losses. Golden State's to 10.
I mean, this is a Lakers line, is it not? I hate to say it.
It is, yeah.
The screams play Lakers to me. Is everybody playing? I mean, are we getting full rosters at least on these teams that are playing for these spots?
Right now, yes.
Like we're not getting an AD sitting out or LeBron sitting out or Steph or like it's full on. Let's play basketball, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
AD got hurt though. AD's out.
What?
AD hurt his eye. 80's
what?
Hurt. 80's hurt. 80's hurt.
2 weeks before the playoffs?
Yep.
I mean, just when you try to be nice to the Lakers, like things happen. What?
And then finally, Dallas is 9-1 over the last 10 games. They're the 5th seed now, laying 13 at Charlotte tonight. 13. Yeah, 3 to 4 games up to play. War. Agreed. It's a complete and total war.
Oh, good call, Akbar, my guy. I like Dallas a lot.
All right, some quick baseball here. Javier against Reagans. Houston at KC.
something sneaky about this Kansas City team, though.
With Reagan's pitching too. Yeah, I agree. I don't like Houston right now.
Live to win a game for sure.
Yeah, I don't like Houston right now. Wheeler against Gray, Philly at St. Louis. Total 7.5 seems low.
Oh,
I like Philly and Wheeler.
I like under.
Okay. Glass now at the Twins with the Dodgers, 8.5 being the total.
I mean, you just make the Dodger line whatever you want. Like, you can just make it it's minus 180 on the road. Sure. Why not?
They killed him yesterday.
Dodgers did?
Mm.
Yeah. Dodgers probably go over again. That's Dodgers. I mean, what am I going to do? Sit here and try to make a case for Minnesota? Minnesota didn't even try to make a case for Minnesota.
Oh, it was 135, wasn't it?
That's what I'm saying. And the minus 180 is absurd for a
over
road number.
5.5 Ks for Reagan's. And today's your birthday? JC from
Happy
KC.
birthday,
You're an
JC from
Aries?
KC.
I'm sorry. We're talking about so much about Amanda's birthday. We're talking about your birthday. Sorry. Happy birthday. There you go.
KC, you didn't let us know it was your birthday. I would have wished you happy birthday at the beginning of the show.
100%.
Jeez.
Tommy likes the under. I don't mind it. Yep.
Yeah.
No, I don't mind the under there. Hockey. Carolina's at Boston and favored.
Hello.
Carolina's been favored in all 3 games against the Bruins. 1-1 so far. Third and final meeting tonight.
Good game.
Awesome game.
Last one went under, right?
Both have gone under.
Yeah, they shut them out. Yeah, this is an under game. I don't know who's going to win.
Bruins.
See, I mean, I knew you were going to. I was going to say, but I know you're going to say the Bruins, so I'm going to say Carolina.
Okay. Toronto at New Jersey.
Over.
6.5 feels that way, right?
Over whatever number it is.
Yeah, 6.5. And then finally for hockey, Detroit and the Penguins battling for the wild card spot.
Can't believe it.
Red Wings at home against Washington, who can play spoiler here and put the Red Wings behind the 8 ball.
You know how much it pains me to root for Washington?
But
I'd love to see the last week of hockey for the Penguins mean a chance to get in the playoffs. And
right?
Yeah. And Washington winning tonight would help that.
Give me Detroit.
Dog.
Give me Detroit.
Dog. Over the.
Time for Bet It or Book It. All right, let's assume.
Tilo, back to lunch. Thanks for
bud.
popping in.
Appreciate it.
Glad to
Let's
make his lunch break
assume.
enjoyable.
Let's assume
Yes.
the Red Sox can find a way to lose this game 4-3.
Is this a thing now? Are you doing city parlays on or against? I see what you're doing.
I just did it with Chicago, and then Betting Pros put it out.
Now
And then
with
they
a
take it.
fancy-ass graphic.
It's just turning into this like running.
What are you
I'm
doing?
0-2 so far doing it. I'm about to be 0-3. So this will be the last time.
This is losing.
This will be the last time I do it. This has just been fun. It's just been people love to bet parlays. Okay, you guys are absolutely sick, degenerate. You guys love snorting the line of parlay betting. So whenever you do it, and then everyone in the industry jumps around, they build graphics about it, and
Did you just make a snorting cocaine reference to parlays?
Yes, it's what it is.
What the fuck are we doing?
It's what it is. It's as healthy as that. Betting a parlay is as healthy as that. It's a good rush. It's a lot of fun. Crash hard. Ground doesn't move.
Especially if you hit a couple.
Right. Then you think you're all hot. You're like,
then you're really done.
You're all excited now. running up to the counter. Look at me. And then you bet more and bet more and bet more and bet more, and then see you later. Straight down.
I missed you, man. That wasn't on the run now. I missed you, man.
No, down. So Celtics Bruins, can either one win in your mind? This is a plus 510 parlay. I need the Red Sox to win
The ramifications of the Celtics winning or losing doesn't even matter to them. You put them in this parlay.
The hell of it. Why not? It's the Bucks.
It sounds I guess that's fine.
Derek White
FEA.
game. Derek White game. Let's go.
Red
Derek White
Sox is
goes
going to lose.
scores 100. Giannis sits out because they don't care either.
That's
You know?
fine. You got a shot at least.
Yeah. Bruins, I'm scared of. To be honest with you, I'm really scared of the Bruins because the Hurricanes are going to be pissed off at what the Bruins did to them. Their
That's
building.
the one that's going to win, probably, right?
Maybe. Let's go.
I picked the Hurricanes both times. Yeah, I don't know. This is terrible. I'm booking this 100%. It's dull
Run
bad.
line Guardians 8-2 on the year. It was only minus 102 last night. I don't know what it is now, but
Tricky.
not really. The bullpen's so bad. It's a home team part. It's for home team run line, which is scary, but it's not. It's the White Sox bullpen. It's garbage.
It's fine. I say we'll bet this one. I like Allen. That's fine.
Okay. Over 214. Houston and Orlando. Houston eliminated, but they've been an over machine. 211 and open. Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't even know. I told you I watched nothing about the NBA.
It's 216 right now, I think. We're up to 216.
215 and a half or 216. Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Open to 211.
Book it.
Houston scores a ton at home. 8-2 to the over. Rockets. And then finally under 6.5 Dallas and Buffalo. All of a sudden, Buffalo's an under team.
Wow.
Really weird. On the road. Solid under team. Really weird. 8-2. 8-2 to the under over the last 10 games for Buffalo. Yeah. Dallas didn't score really either. They were pissed off against the Avs, but I watched them in person. Like they want the playoffs to start. Like they're playoff focused. Like when they play a team like Colorado, they'll get fired up. Against the Blackhawks, they wanted to be anywhere else but that hockey rink.
Under 6.5. That's a good number because it's 6 everywhere.
Okay. So
I like over 6.
Okay. So you fall 6, I win, you push.
Fall 6, right? Exactly. That can happen.
Absolutely.
4-2 final.
I'll take it. I'll take a 4-2 final. Let's do it. A couple of super chats to be answered here.
Super chats are back. If you guys want to leave us a super chat, just do it with the lower right button when you're watching the show. We appreciate every single one of them. Thank you.
Dave's Daily Picks, 75-76. Indiana team was more dominant. Last undefeated national champ. Also, Matt, why don't you like Oates and Sears? I think Oates is a great story. I just don't think he's really done anything. Now, granted, the Final Four, it's pretty impressive. Okay, so he's done something now. But before this year, it's been a lot of hot air and failure. And Sears, it's not him, it's his mother. Can't deal with the mother. The whole thing, shooting a free throw with her son is such a cut it out. Drove me nuts. Her whole thing.
Who's Sears? What are you talking about?
Sears on Alabama, the guard. Point guard from Bama.
Oh. Yeah.
That's right. That was it. And then finally, Brown for DraftKings first 3-pointer. Is that a good bet? Yeah. I hate that bet. It's so random.
What's the price?
Probably like plus 600.
Better be at least.
Oh, it's 5-1 ball.
Digits.
That game's over. Parlay's dead. Too bad. Red Sox got beat by the Orioles. The Orioles are going to pound the shit out of the Red Sox this year.
You think?
I think the Red Sox. I'll say this: Red Sox go 4-9 against Baltimore this year.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're gonna. Baltimore's a bad matchup for them. Baltimore can hit. Baltimore can pitch. They can field. No easy. Baltimore doesn't beat themselves.
Right.
Bad matchup for the Red Sox. That's gonna be a team they got to avoid at all costs. They're gonna get smacked around for against quality like that, like they are.
Boys, if you're still here watching the show, please wish happy birthday to JC from KC.
Please, yes, absolutely.
Please, because I didn't know it was his birthday, and
nor did we. Favorite thing about today is what?
So I took a picture last night that I wanted to address on the show. Boarding an airplane has become. I mean, it is a whole new level of
pain in the ass,
stupidity.
Yeah.
We made everything overcomplicated. I remember being younger. Everybody that's in rows 20 through 30 get on the plane.
Right.
Everybody in rows 10 to 15 get on the plane. Everybody that's in 1 through 10 get on the plane. And in first class, you get on the plane last because you get off first. Like you board the back of the plane and let everybody put their shit back there and then work your way up. I went to go and I flew Delta and I had a great experience. It was a great both ways. But as you board, there are 9 classes of boarding a plane.
Yeah.
On Delta. And I have a seat I'm in 20F. I already have the seat. It's first class, diamond, comfort, sky priority, main cabin 1, main cabin 2, main cabin 3, basic economy, and then all customers. As soon as the lady gets on the microphone and says, your flight to Las Vegas is getting ready to board, nobody knows their fucking status.
Right. And they all rush it.
Everybody runs the fuck up there.
Right.
It's like, and then I'm standing next to a guy, and I have figured it out because I still get my boarding pass printed on paper.
Really? My God.
They're glad to do it. They give it to you.
But...
You tell them you don't even need it. They give it to you. So it says main cabin 2 on the boarding pass.
Okay.
I know what boarding pass I am. I walk up, but there's a pile of people waiting to get in line. She's waiting to hear what she says next. They have to put a screen, which I took a picture of.
Oh, no.
Of when you board. It says boarding status, and it's right above the gate now. And then when it says first class, it says in big letters, first class. Then on the right, it says diamond, and it says diamond, and all these things. I say to the guy next to me, hey, man, he was about 6'3". I had to look up at him. I said, hey, man, what are they boarding now? And he goes, well, I don't know. I'm like, oh, okay. I almost said, hey, big man, why are you standing here then? But I turned to the other guy who was about eye level with me to my right. I said, do you know what they're boarding right now? He said, the military people.
Oh.
And kids. They're not on the screen. There's 10 fucking people. There's 9 on the screen, but military and kids with families get to go first. As they should. Whatever. Why is boarding a plane so fucking hard? It can't be that hard. I already have a seat. Just tell me when to get the fuck on. And maybe leave me a spot in the overhead compartment so I can maybe put something in there. We got to do better. That's my favorite thing about today. Other than the show, obviously. You sending Amanda flowers. You telling everybody about Amanda. That's my other favorite thing about today. The show reuniting. We haven't seen each other for a couple days. Questions. Does Little P know about all this?
Long conversation. Okay. She initially said, it was funny. She goes, I'm fine with it as long as I don't have to meet her. And I went, you've already met her. And she goes, really? And I go, yeah, it's Amanda. She goes, oh, great. She was nervous about it being somebody that she didn't know. Good. So the fact that she'd already met her made it way easy. Like she was way cool with it and like really excited about it and asked a million questions and was all peppering me with different, what's this, what's that, what's this, about her son and whatnot. So she already met them. So the fact that it was a year ago and now a year later, I think it made it a lot easier. Like it's played out the right way. It's been done the right way. Amazingly enough, it's been played out the right way. So yeah, we can talk about it. She knows. Like 2 years ago, right after the divorce, Madeline said to me, I don't want you dating. And so she goes, don't date daddy. And I said, okay. I won't date. She meant it. Hardcore meant it. And I didn't. I didn't do it at all. So I said to her when she found out, she was like, how is AC? I was like, I didn't see AC. And she was like, wait, what? I go, I tried to see him, but it didn't work out. I changed my flight. I flew out early. So I was on the boat and then I had to go to the airport because I made it to be 5 o'clock. And I was supposed to see in the time frame. That's when I was going to see him, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, well, then who are you there to see? And then I got into the conversation with her about it. And she was just like, oh, I'm good with that. It's like, you are? She's like, yeah, I'm older now. It's all good. And she's like, I don't care if you have a girlfriend. I was like, I'm not using labels right now. I don't know. Like she's like, I don't care, daddy. She's like, I don't care. She's like, it's fine. It's like, okay. I was like, good. I'll take that. I'll take that and run with it. So, I don't know. She's like, I'm old. She's like, I don't know. She's like running this I'm older thing now. Like she's mature. Right. So she can handle that. She can handle it. I was a kid then. Now I'm 9. Sure. Okay. So but my favorite thing about today, aside from 1, is being Amanda's birthday, 2, you guys letting me talk, but you guys are amazing. Like this audience, what you guys give to us, what the fuel that you gave me during this trip to see the excitement that you guys have for this show and just to grab a hold of this thing and like be a part of it. I mean, people are paying attention. Every meeting we're having, people are like, man, you guys have some really passionate people. Yep. Yep. They're really passionate people. So favorite thing about today is the brigade. You guys, thank you for being here each and every day with us. Thank you for giving us the chance to do this every day because it's super fun. And it helps us as much as you say it helps you. It helps us a ton as well to get here and do the show. Dave, Matt, tomorrow back. Lots of baseball on the show tomorrow. We'll start looking at the Masters tomorrow for BVB.